Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. Scandal is a 1989 British historical drama film that was directed by Michael Caton Jones. It's a fictionalized account of a true story about what's called the Profumo Affair, which rocked the government of British Prime Minister Harold Macmillan. The film stars Joanne Whalley as Christine Keeler and John Hurt as Stephen Ward, personalities at the heart of this entire affair. The storyline for the movie follows Stephen Ward, played by John Hurt, as he regularly employs attractive young women as professional party guests to impress his influential friends in the British government. One of these women, Christine Keeler, played by Joanne Whalley, has affairs with both Britain's Minister of War, John Profumo, played by Ian McKellen, and Eugene Ivanov, a supposed spy for the Soviet Union. When the affairs were made public, the resulting scandal cost many people their political careers and someone's life. The movie is based on truth with some added fiction to tantalize the viewer. The true story goes that in July of 1961, at a party at Cliveden, which was the home of Viscount Astor, John Profumo met Christine Keeler, a 19-year-old model who he began having a sexual relationship with. The exact length of the affair is disputed, ending either in August of 1961, after Profumo was warned by security services of the possible dangers of mixing in the Stephen Ward circles. Some accounts have the affair continuing until December of 61. Since Keeler had also had sexual relations with Eugene Ivanov, who was the senior naval attaché at the Soviet embassy, the matter took on a dimension of national security. In December of 1962, a shooting incident in London involving two other men who were involved with Keeler led the press to investigate her. This led the reporters to soon learn of her affairs with Profumo and Ivanov. But the British tradition of respecting the private lives of British politicians or fear of libel actions was maintained until March of 1963, when George Wigg, claiming to be motivated by national security aspects of the case and taking advantage of parliamentary privilege, which gave him immunity from any possible legal action, referred in the House of Commons to the rumors linking Profumo with Keeler. Profumo made a personal statement at that time, admitting that he knew Keeler, but he denied that there was any impropriety in their relationship and threatened to sue any newspapers that asserted otherwise. His statement didn't prevent the papers from publishing the stories about Keeler. On June 5, 1963, he was forced to admit that he had lied to the House in March when he denied the affair with Keeler, which at that time was an unforgivable offense in British politics. He resigned from office from the Privy Council and applied for and was appointed to the role of Steward of the Shilton Hundreds in order to give up his common seat, which he couldn't resign from legally. Before making his public confession, he confessed the affair to his wife, who ended up sticking by him. It's never been shown that his relationship with Keeler led to any breach of national security, but the scandal sure rocked the conservative government. Profumo maintained complete public silence about the matter for the rest of his life, even after this film came out in 1989. It's been alleged that many British actors and actresses turned down the roles in the movie because the subject could have cost them knighthoods and other honors. You see, there were really strong efforts made by many politicians to prevent this movie from ever being made, even though the world-famous events it depicted had taken place more than a quarter of a century later. Ian McKellen and John Hurt received numerous letters from famous members of Parliament asking them to decline their roles, but neither one did. Ian McKellen replied politely to most of these letters, but Hurt ignored them all and told journalists that their senders were complete hypocrites who were merely anxious to prevent the truth from being told. Christine Keeler was played by Joanne Whalley, whose husband at the time was Val Kilmer. Kilmer objected to his wife doing the nude scene that she had to do in the film, so Harvey Weinstein hired a body double for that scene. When Joanne arrived on set, she wasn't happy with how the body double looked, so she decided and ended up doing the nude scene herself. The real Christine Keeler took part in a publicity shoot with photographer Lewis Morley for a 1963 film about this affair. Under pressure to pose nude, Keeler agreed to sit straddling the chair with just the back of the chair as a screen to her body. This film was never released in the United Kingdom, but that image became one of the most famous photographs ever published. Joanne Whalley recreated that pose for the theatrical release poster of this film. The movie narrowly escaped an X rating in the U.S. because of some very questionable footage during the Cliveden House orgy scene. Upon closer scrutiny, it revealed that two of the extras were having real intimate relations on top of a piano in one of the background scenes. Even though those images were blurry, the scenes had to be trimmed for all the general releases to avoid the restrictive rating. And they also accomplished this by diffusing the light from the table lamp that was in the foreground. This covered up a high-definition view of the actual act. For those that are inquisitive-minded and just curious, you will find this sequence at about 49 minutes and 5 seconds into the movie. Now, this movie is going to be hard to find. You can't find it on Amazon or any of the normal streaming services. But if you type into Google, Scandal 1989 movie online, you will see it pop up, and you can stream it on your computer. It looks to me like it's some kind of Russian counterfeit, but it's in high definition, so it's real easy to watch and well done. And I definitely suggest that you watch this very good film. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.